Okay, so the second learning outcome from the space physics is related to the solar system because we talk about the Earth. Now, Earth is the part of solar system, so definitely now we have to expand the ideas. So first we talk about our solar system, then for the other parts of the universe. So this is the second learning objective, the solar system. Okay, so in the picture, you already guess that it is mentioned that first, second, third, fourth, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. So these are rocky planets. It is mentioned that these four planets are rocky. Then we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are gaseous planet. So it means we are talking about their surface. So how the surface of these planets looks like. So the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the surface of these planets are almost rocky, solid, just like the Earth. And for the other four planets, we have gaseous surface of those planets, right? So we will also discuss why this happened and what are the other components we observe in the solar system. Like we have comets. What about this Pluto? What about this asteroid belt, right? So these are some things that we have to discuss in the solar system. We know about the planets, right? And on the Earth, we also know that Earth is the only planet where life is possible. So let's see what are the objectives included in our syllabus. So first of all, we have to talk about the asteroids. So the definition for asteroids are these are large rocks that have no atmosphere of their own and have an orbit if in the asteroid belt. So let's suppose if asteroids or any single asteroid, if we are talking about a single asteroid, let's suppose. So if any specific asteroid is like present in the atmosphere of, sorry, present in the asteroid belt. So you can see there are some dotted marks on the asteroid belt is there. So that is to show you asteroid belt. So asteroid belt means there are already other asteroids are available, right? Just like if we talk about the school, we know that in a school, students and teachers are there, right? So in office, there are employees and the workers and all other thing. So there is some specific region, right? You will not find like a student in any company, right, that they are working over there because they have their own domains. So same like for asteroid belt. So asteroid belt is especially for asteroids that all asteroids are there in their specific region. So let's suppose if any asteroid is present in its asteroid belt, so definitely it is orbiting around the sun. But let's suppose if that asteroid is not present in asteroid belt, so it means it is out of the orbit, so there will be no atmosphere of that asteroid. Okay, so definitely they will strike with something other in the space which is close to it. So definitely that asteroid is definitely collide with some other body in the space. So this is the concept of the asteroids. Okay. And then we have planets. So what is the idea of the planets? So for planets, we can say planets have almost a spherical shape, and they must have their own orbit around the sun. Like these are the points to differentiate them. So they must have an orbit around the sun. So this is compulsory. So this is the difference between the planet and the asteroid. You can see. And one more important thing, that there is no debris in its atmosphere. It means there is no like waste material orbiting around with the Earth, or there is no scattered piece of the Earth present over there. So they have their spherical proper shape, they have proper orbit, and there is no scattered shape of it, no other scattered material with the planet. Just like asteroids in the space, they are like in a scattered form if they are not in their asteroid belt. Because in questions they also ask that what is the difference between asteroid and planet. So these are the points to differentiate. Okay, then we have third concept which is related to dark planets. Actually, this Pluto is also called dark planet because the size of these types of planets are very small as compared to the moon also, and their temperature, their atmosphere is completely different from the other planets. So that's why these are considered as dwarf planets. We will also discuss in detail because this topic is like included in next section. So we are not going to discuss very much detail over here, but we will discuss about detailed dwarf planet in the next section when we are going to talk about the stars and other concepts. So for time being, it is only like these are also planets, and they are smaller than the moon. And in this picture, there are many type of planets are given. So for example, if we want to identify dwarf planets, so the first one is Pluto, and this Ceres is also dwarf planet. Then we have this Eris over here. This is also dwarf planet. Okay. And this is make. This is given over here. So this is also dwarf planet. So these all bodies are called dwarf planet because they have very small planet as compared to the size of the moon even. So these are called dwarf planets. And same,
Sir, could you go back to the dwarf planets part?
And there are some other names also, like comet, star, and meteoroids. So there are three more definitions related to the planets. So we know about, because we already saw many documentaries, many like in the movie clips, that some asteroid is coming towards the Earth. It strikes the Earth and break up into the different pieces, and some aliens are coming out from it. So the same concept is for the meteoroids. We talk about asteroids. Asteroids are like large rocks that have no atmosphere and they are orbiting in their asteroid belt. But if we talk about meteoroids, so these are the smaller size rock. Basically, the broken asteroids are called meteoroids, because when large rock breaks into smaller part and they are like scattering in the space, so that is called meteoroids. So the fourth one is, and this one. So these are smaller size rocks. These are broken out of asteroids. And you can see this is a plain picture. The first one is like a detail. This is very plain picture for all the planets and satellite and dark planets. And what more happens with the meteoroids? So actually, those rocky material that strikes the Earth's surface in documentaries or in movies we observe, so that is actually meteoroids. Those are smaller size rocks that actually strikes the different area of the Earth or any other planet, because we only know about the Earth. We don't know about the other planets, that what happen over there. So when they enters the Earth atmosphere, so definitely when they enters the Earth atmosphere, so Earth also exert force of gravity. So Earth also attract that body with gravity. So due to that, the speed of that meteoroids also increases. And what happens after it? They becomes meteor. So there is another term, meteor. So that is taken from meteoroids. Now it is only meteor, because now it is scattered away from its group. Now there are no more small size rocks, because previously it is taken from the asteroids and asteroids are also in the group. Let's suppose if one asteroid is move away from the asteroid belt and just like lost in some space somewhere, and when it breaks into the smaller part of the rock, which is called meteoroids. So meteoroids are like the group of these small rocks. And when that small rock again lost from its group and just start moving towards the Earth, so that is only called meteor. And what happens? It starts to burn due to high speed and air resistance. So they start to burn due to high speed and air resistance. right? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so there are two more terms. I think after those two terms, we will end this class, right? Because the next part is a lengthy one and it will take like more 20 to 30 minutes. So maybe you will not take that complete session. So the fifth part is the comet. And for the comet, we can say it is made up of dust plus embedded in ice.
Are comets like rocks made up of dust and ice?
Yes, plus methane. So that's why it is like in shiny form we observe in the videos because we are not able to observe them uh, really in our real life in front of us. So definitely we have some documentaries, some videos available. So this shiny star actually that we call a star is moving. So that is not actually star because the size of the stars are very much greater than the Earth. So that is actually comet because comet is made up of dust embedded with ice and methane. So that also shines like there is a tail of that star and moving in the space. So that is actually comet we observed. So people thinks that is the star because they don't know about these terms. Like a common people will not know about these terms. Nowadays, people know about because of social media. They are like always reading something. But the old peoples don't know about it because they only think that there are only stars. They don't know about these terms. So that is actually comet which is passing like a star in a shiny form. And when comets pass closer to sun, because it is embedded with ice. So definitely what happens with the ice?
The ice will melt.
Yes. So the radiation causes ice to melt and the motion of comet causes dust and gas to be blown away. Hence, it forms a tail of its own. Now I hope you got the idea that why it is called comet, not a star. Because let's suppose if there is a comet and it is now melting and it is also moving, right? It is now melting. So when it starts to melt and it is also moving, so definitely if we consider our example when we are running, so all the things like due to air resistance, like our clothes, our hairs are moving in the opposite direction. So same happens with it when this is comet is melting and also moving in the forward direction. So it starts to melt and it will act like the tail of a comet. So that shiny part which is moving in the space just like the star, so that is actually comet. Okay. And the sixth component is very important for our syllabus because uh, that is the part that ask going to be asked by the examiner in our exam, and that is going to be for a detailed marks also about the star. So the sixth component is very important, which is called star. And if we define stars, so right now we are just writing the basic idea of the star. We are not writing very much detail about it because there is a complete topic of a star included. It is a celestial body, that produces energy of its own using fusion reaction. Okay. So now fusion reaction is very important in this chapter. So we are going to discuss about fusion reaction again in this chapter because all stars are working on the same principle of fusion reaction, because stars comprises mainly of hydrogen, and these hydrogen fuses to form helium. Okay. So this is the concept of the stars and some other bodies in the space. And this celestial means any object that astronomers observe in outer space. So actually, this is the theme of the space physics chapter. That's why I'm telling it again and again that this is more theoretical. So you just need to read, study again and again. So you that will be things in your mind that yes, this is like this is like this. Because asteroids, meteoroids, those are connected. So that concept is very easy. We know asteroids are large, just like in fission reaction we discussed that in fission reaction large nucleus splits into smaller. So asteroids are large rock, and those broken up or split up into smaller one, that it becomes meteoroids. And when meteoroids enter into the Earth atmosphere, so it will become meteor, and it will start burning because of gravitational force and air resistance. So you can see this is very simple. And comet is completely different. It is like embedded with ice and methane. So when it comes close to the sun, so definitely due to the heat, it starts to melt. And when it starts to melt, so there will be like a tail of its own. And the other one is dark planet. So we will discuss about dark planet in detail also. But for the time being, they are very small in size as compared to the moon also. And the final thing that is very important for this concept, which is stars. So we are going to also talk about the stars, right? Any other confusion, any other question related to these topics right now?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So next time We will start with some factors that affect the stars, right? Like distance from the sun, atmosphere of the planet, surface area of the planet. So we are going to discuss about some factors that affect the planets. Then we will continue with the uh, stars and the universe. Okay, the life cycle of the star, what happens with the star, what is the how the it starts to form, how it starts to convert into black holes, white holes. So that concept of black hole and white hole is also included in this. And then we will continue with redshift and the blue shift. So we will try to mostly cover this chapter maximum in 4 classes. So like before it, we are almost at the end of the space physics, or maybe we will end this chapter also. So inshallah after Eid we will just completely revise and practice all the sections, right?